Hey everyone, this workout was a request, Pilates for golfers with special attention to rotational flexibility and strength. So we're going to do a lot of focus on that, but it will be a full body workout. For this class, we're going to use a mini ball, and I also have a yoga block. So we're going to start with some single leg footwork just to warm up the body. Also, unilateral work is great. So I have on one red spring, one blue spring. That's a heavy and a medium spring. If you want to go heavier, 2 red springs, 2 heavy springs. So lay down on your back. You can have your headrest up in that top position. Let's place that left heel on the foot bar, right leg in tabletop. Keep that neutral spine. Take an inhale and exhale, press out. Squeeze that glute and quad, resist it down. So make sure those hips are even level. Pressing through that heel, squeezing that glute and quad. Three more full range. Last one, we're going to come in halfway. Hold it and pulse it up 2 inches, down 2 inches for 10. Go slow. Last one, press it all the way out, full extension. Come all the way in. Place that right heel on the foot bar, left leg in tabletop. Take an inhale and exhale, press out. Full extension, resist it down. Lengthening long through that leg. Keeping that neutral spine. Three more full range. Last one, we're going to come in halfway, hold it, and little pulses up 2 inches, down 2 inches for 10. Going slow. Last one, press it all the way out, full extension. Come all the way in. Place that left toe on the foot bar, right leg in tabletop. Keep that heel high. Press it all the way out, full extension. Resist down slow. So pressing through all 5 toes evenly. Keep that heel high. Last one. Press it all the way out. Come in halfway, hold it, and pulse it up 2 inches, down 2 inches for 10. Keep that heel lifted, going slow. Last one, press it all the way out, full extension. Calf raises, lower that heel all the way down and all the way up. So getting a stretch, but also working the calf. Last one, drop that heel low, bring the right foot to the foot bar, and pull a little bit deeper into that stretch. And pull the carriage all the way in. Right toe on the foot bar, left leg in tabletop. Take an inhale and exhale, press out. Full extension, resist it down slow. Keeping that neutral spine. Squeezing that glute and quad at the top. Three more full range. Last one. Come in halfway, hold it, and pulse it up 2 inches, down 2 inches for 10. Going slow. Last one, press it all the way out, full extension. Calf raises, lower that heel and lift it. So full range. Getting a stretch, but working it as you lift. Two more. And then drop that heel, put the other foot on the foot bar, and pull deeper into that stretch. And then pull the carriage all the way in. We're going to lower the headrest down into the flat position. And then we're going to grab that ball. So I'm staying on one red, one blue for some glute work. Place the ball in between your thighs. Scoot away from the shoulder rest just a little bit. Feet are hip distance apart. Heels are on the foot bar. You're going to tuck the pelvis under. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lifting up, pulling those abs in, ribs in. Hold that there and then lower. Lengthening through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Relax the pelvis. Tuck under and lift. Trying to keep that carriage as still as possible. Slowly lower. Two more here. Last one. You're going to roll it all the way up. Hold it at the top. We're going to press the carriage all the way out. Your hips are to a hover. Hold it there. Now drop your butt all the way down. Pull the carriage all the way in. Keeping a flat back. Just lift the hips up. Squeeze those glutes. Press the carriage all the way out. Drop your butt down. Pull it all the way in. Lift those hips. Squeeze those glutes. Press out. Lower the hips. Pull it in. Keep going here. Two more in this direction. Last one. And reverse. You're going to press the carriage all the way out. Keep your bottom down. Now lift those hips up to a slight hover. Squeeze those glutes. Now slowly pull the carriage in using those hamstrings and glutes to pull into the stopper. Keep a flat back. Drop your butt down. Press all the way out. Lift the hips to a hover. Slowly pull it in. The hips lift a little bit higher. Keep a flat back and drop it down. Keep going here. Two more in this direction. Last one. You're going to pull the carriage all the way into the stopper. Now we're going to draw circles with the hips. So drop one hip down, all the way down, up and around. So working on the hip mobility. Trying to keep those knees as still as possible. You're just using the hips to dip. Keeping that carriage as still as possible. Two more in this direction. And reverse directions with that circle. Circle those hips. Trying to keep those knees as still as possible. Two more. And last one. And then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Take the ball out, just rest your feet. Just rock the legs side to side. Go slow, relax the back, relax the hips. One more time each way. And then come back to center. Now we're going to place the ball back in between your thighs. Hold on to the shoulder rests or onto the carriage. You're going to bring those legs into tabletop. Now we're going to drop the legs to the left. You're keeping that right shoulder blade down as much as possible, trying to get a stretch through the spine, and then exhale back to center. Drop the legs to the right. Keep that left shoulder down as much as possible, and then exhale back to center. So you're only rotating the legs as far as you can, keeping those shoulder blades down. Few more here. Inhaling over and exhaling back to center. One more time each way. And last one. Come back to center and place those feet down. Now we're going to roll on up. And I'm going to lighten my springs. So I'm going to do one blue spring, one medium spring. If you are a man, I would suggest going a little bit heavier. One blue, one white, that's a medium and a light, or one red, one heavy. I'm also going to just place the foot bar all the way down. And then we're going to grab, I'm going to come to the back just so it's easier to get into. And then you're going to grab, if you're facing the back, grab that right reformer strap. We're going to keep the ball with us. We're going to come to our knees. So your knees are going to be in line with that front shoulder rest. And you want those knees about hip distance apart. Now you're going to take the strap in your left hand, and the ball is going to go in between your forearms. So you're going to hold the hands together, clasp the hands, and the ball is going to go in between. Now we're going to hinge the hips forward a little bit, flat back, as if you would for golf. Now, we're going to rotate slightly to the left, and then you're going to rotate to the right. You're only going as far as you can without letting those hips move or without transferring the weight on those knees. So going slow. Resisting it back. Five more here. This last one. Now we're going to stop the hands right in front of the legs in between. So now we're going to lift the chest up and bring those arms straight in front of you. And then go back into that hinge position. Those arms stay in front. So we're trying to use this left oblique to keep from rotating. Little hinge at the hips, and then press those hips forward as you lift up. Five more. One more. Now we're going to do a similar motion, but this time as we lift up, we're going to bend the elbows, squeeze that ball, straighten the elbows as you go forward. So we're still trying to keep those hands in front of you, but bend up, squeeze that chest, and hinge. We're going to add on in a second. One more. Now we're going to hinge forward. Hold that hands in front of you. We're going to rotate towards the foot bar slightly. Come back to that center. Now bend the elbows as you lift up. Squeeze that ball. Lower hinge. Hold the hands in front. Little twist to the foot bar. Back to center. Lift up, squeeze. Keep going here. Using that torso to rotate. 2 more. And last one. Release. Now, we're going to place the ball in between your thighs. You're going to grab the strap with both hands. They're going to start low by your left thigh. We're going to lift up and rotate high and then back down. So start low, rotate high, and resist. Even weight on both knees. One more here. And come back down. Now release the right hand. The left hand, palm is going to face the floor. The left elbow is out to the side. You're going to bend it across the body and then press. Bend it back. So again, you're still using the torso to rotate. If it's too heavy, you can always drop down so you're sitting on those heels or lighten the spring a little bit. Five more. And last one. Bend it back and drop that strap into the well. Now we're going to step onto the floor. I'm going to stand on my platform extender so I'm a little bit taller. If your machine is low to the ground, you don't need one. If you want to stand on the box, you can, but if you're over 5'8", then you don't probably need the platform extender. And I'm going to go one blue, one medium spring. So if you had a red or higher than a blue, lighten it to a blue or medium. So the right foot is going to be on the floor, the platform extender. The left foot is going to be up against the shoulder rest. Hold that ball with both hands. You're going to go just into a normal lunge right now and lift up. So leaning that chest slightly forward as you lower. We're going to do 2 more and then add on. Now, this time, as you lean forward, lean that chest forward slightly. Rotate towards that right. So left elbow goes towards that right knee. Back to center and lift up. So hinge at the hips. Little twist to the right as much as you can. Back to center and lift. One more like this. Now, we're going to reach those arms out in front of you. You're going to go back into the lunge, but keep that chest a little bit taller. Hold on to the ball with the right hand. Left arm stays out in front. Rotate that ball as far back as you can. Come back to center and lift up. So press to the lunge. Left arm stays out in front. Right arm reaches back as far as you can. Back to center and lift. Keep going here. Four more. And last one. And come all the way in. Now I want you to bring the foot bar all the way up. And you can just place the ball off to the side. And then just stand on the floor, not on the platform extender. And we're just going to push back into a single thigh stretch. So we're going to stretch out this left hip flexor first. Tuck the pelvis under. Lengthen the neck. Now reach that left arm up to the ceiling and reach up and over. So keep those hips pointing forward. You're trying to get a stretch through the left side of the body. Place that hand back on the foot bar. Stand all the way up. Straighten the right leg. Flex the toe to the ceiling. Press back slightly. Lean that chest forward. Trying to get a stretch down the back of that right leg. Breathing into that stretch. Now pull the carriage all the way in. Hand back on the foot bar. Bend that right leg again. Pressing that left hip flexor forward. Reach that right arm out in front. And then twist back again. So keeping that knee down. See if you can twist a little bit farther. Come back to center. Pull the carriage all the way in. Now just bring this left knee back towards the shoulder rest. Grab your foot. Try to bring your heel to your bottom. Getting a stretch through that left quad. Release. Pull the carriage all the way in. Just have a seat on the side. We're going to cross that right leg over the left to stretch out that right glute. While you're here, if you had heavier springs on for all those rotational stuff, then change your spring. So I'm going to stay with the one blue, one medium. If you went heavier and did a blue and a white, a medium and light, or one red, one heavy, change your spring now. And then we can also lower that foot bar just down so it doesn't get in the way. So standing up, you're going to grab, if you're facing the back, that left reformer strap. And then we're going to come back to your knees. So your knees are going to go in front of that first, or the far shoulder rest. You're going to grab the strap with the right hand, and then you're going to place the ball in between your forearms. Clasp your hands together. Hinge at the hips slightly. Flat back. You're going to rotate towards the back. And then slight rotation to the foot bar. So even weight on both knees. Resisting it back slow. 5 more. And last one. You're going to stop the hands when they're right in front of your chest between the legs. So straight arms, we're going to lift them up in front of you, lift the chest, push those hips forward, and then hinge back at the hips, flat back, bring those arms back down. So straight arms lift up. The goal is to try to keep those hands in front of you the whole time. So we're trying to strengthen this right oblique. Five more. Last one. Now, same motion with the lower body, but this time we're going to bend the elbows, squeeze that ball, and then straighten them as you hinge back down. So lift the chest, bend the elbows, squeeze the ball, and lower. We're still trying to keep that ball in front of you. Don't let it go to the right. Four more here. Last one, then we're going to add on. Keep those arms in front of you, hinge that chest. Little twist to the foot bar. Back between the legs. Lift up, bend the elbows, squeeze that ball. So hinge at the hips, arms start in front. Little twist of the foot bar. Back to center. Lift up, bend the elbows, squeeze, and release. Keep going here. Even weight on both knees. Two more. Last one. And release. Now you're going to take the ball, place it in between your thighs. You're going to grab the strap with both hands. We're going to start low by that right hip. We're going to rotate high towards the foot bar, back down. So even weight on both knees. Four more. And last one. Release it down. Release the left hand. The right palm is facing the floor, elbow is out to the side. You're going to bend it and reach across the body and bend back. Again, if this feels too heavy, you can sit back onto your heels so you're a little bit lower. Even weight on both knees, rotating through that torso. Three more. And last one. Release that strap down, and then step behind you, stepping to the floor. I'm going to grab that platform extender, pull it out a little bit. So if you had a heavier spring, drop it down to one blue, one medium spring. Left foot will go on the floor or your platform extender. Right foot is up against the shoulder rest. Press the leg straight out, holding the ball with both hands. You're just going to go into a lunge first and lift up. So just 5 of these, and we'll add that rotation. One more. Now we're going to go back into that lunge. Hold it. We're going to rotate so that right elbow is going towards that left knee as much as possible. Back to center and lift up. So hold, little rotation. Back to center and lift. Four more. Last 2. Now, reach those arms out in front of you. You're going to go back into the lunge, hold the ball with the left hand. Reach the right arm out in front of you. Rotate back, twisting as much as you can. Back to center and lift up. Go into the lunge. Right arm stays out in front. Rotate back to center and lift. Three more. And last one. Come all the way in. Place the ball on the floor. Bring that foot bar all the way up. And you can place the platform extender underneath your machine. Left foot is on the floor. We're going to go back into a lunge stretch. So tuck the pelvis under, press that right hip flexor forward. Relax the shoulders. Now reach that right arm up to the ceiling and reach it up and over. Trying to lengthen through the right side of the body. Keep those hips pointing forward. Bring that right hand to the foot bar. Straighten the left leg. Lift the left toe up to the ceiling, press the carriage back, lean that chest forward. Trying to get a stretch through the back of the left leg. And then pull the carriage all the way in. Bend that left leg again. You're going to reach that left arm out in front and rotate back. See if you can get a little deeper rotation than we did in that lunge. And then come back to center. Pull the carriage all the way in. Bring that right knee up against the shoulder rest. Grab your foot and try to bring your heel towards your bottom, getting a stretch in that quad. And then pull the carriage all the way in. We're going to have a seat and doing a little mermaid. So bring that left leg up against the shoulder rest, and your right knee is staying bent. The right foot is up against, or shin is parallel with the carriage. Left arm out in front. You're going to press the carriage out. Reach up and over. So lengthening through that left side. Make sure you're not pressing out too far. So you're leaning out of the hip. You're trying to stretch that left side. And then pull the carriage in. Press out just slightly. Reach up and over, trying to lengthen the left side of the body. And pull in. One more time. Reach up and over. Now bring the left hand to the foot bar. Right arm out to the side more. And see if you can stretch a little bit further down. And then keep those arms straight. You're going to pull that carriage in as much as you can. Getting a stretch through the back. And then press it out again. Try to pull with that left hand so you're getting a stretch through that lat muscle as well as down the side of the body. And then we're going to release the left hand, rotate back to the side, pull the carriage all the way in. Now place the left hand on the shoulder rest and reach the right arm up and over. Now stretching through the right side. And lift all the way up. Now we're going to switch sides. So facing the back. Your right shin will be up against the shoulder rest. Your left shin is parallel with the carriage. Left hand on the foot bar, right arm out to the side, palm to the ceiling. Press the carriage out just slightly. Lift up and over, reaching through that arm, trying to lengthen through the right side of the body so you're getting a stretch. And then pull the carriage back in. Press out, lifting up and over. And one more time. Now rotate towards the foot bar. Try to bring that right hand to the foot bar. You can pull the left hand out to the side and then try to get a deeper stretch. So press the carriage back as far as you can. Try to pull with that right hand. Then straight arms, you're going to lift that chest. Pull the carriage in as much as you can. Getting a stretch through the back. And then press the carriage out again as far as you can go. And try to push with the left hand, pull with the right. And then release the right arm out to the side. Pull the carriage all the way in. Place the right hand on the headrest. And reach that left arm up and over. So going to the opposite side. and then come all the way in. All right, we're gonna stand on up. Grab your yoga block. I'm going to lighten my spring to 1 white spring, 1 light spring. If you are a guy, I would suggest maybe going to 1 blue, 1 medium. We're gonna grab, if you're facing the back, the left one. We're gonna grab the strap with the left hand. We're standing on the floor. So now we're gonna bring the yoga block in between our hands so it's a smaller surface area. You're gonna hinge at the hips again, like you do in your golf position, and then you're gonna rotate and back down. So starting in the center, rotate and back. Exhaling as you twist. Three more. And last one. Release. Drop that strap into the well. Just put the yoga block off to the side. If you're on 1 blue, you can stay on 1 blue. You're going to put that left foot up against the shoulder rest. You're going to bring that right forearm down to the carriage. Bring that left arm out to the side. You're going to rotate up to the ceiling and then pull that carriage back in. So you're just pressing it out slightly, rotating through that torso and back down. Two more here. Last one. Now pull that carriage in as much as you can, and then just twist to the ceiling, but try not to press the carriage out so you're getting more of a stretch down the back of the left leg. And then bring that down, lift all the way up. Now we're gonna go to the other side. So grab your yoga block. If you're facing the back, you're gonna grab that right strap with that right hand and then place the yoga block in between your forearms. So hold that squeeze, slight bend in the knees, that golf position. Start with the block in between or in front of your torso, little twist to the left and back to center. Exhaling as you rotate. Five more. And last one. Come back to center. You can drop that strap into the well and put that yoga block down. We're going to put that right foot up against the shoulder rest. Your left forearm will come down onto the mat. Reach that right arm out to the side. You're going to press the carriage out slightly as you rotate to the ceiling and then come back in, lower down. So little twist and in. One more time. Bring that carriage all the way in or as close as you can. Now we're just going to rotate up to the ceiling, but don't press the carriage out, and try to get a stretch through the back of that right leg. So the less further out you press, the more of a stretch you'll get. And then come all the way down. We're just going to have a seat and straddle the machine. You could add another red spring on just so the carriage doesn't move. Having a seat, let's place the right hand towards the left side of the foot bar, the left hand up to the ceiling. Reach up and over. Keep even weight on both sit bones, especially that left sit bone. Try to reach those right fingertips far. And then come all the way up. Take the left hand and reach it back to one of the shoulder rests. Push against the shoulder rest and the foot bar. Sit up tall and try to stretch as far as you can. And then come back to center. Take the left hand towards the right side, right arm up to the ceiling. Reach up and over, lengthening through that right side. Keep that right sit bone down. And then come all the way up. Take that right hand to the shoulder rest in the foot bar. Push against them, sitting up tall, twisting through that spine. Breathing into that stretch. And then come back to center. And that is our class, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful, and I'll see you guys at the next one.